In today's episode, the 1983 and the 1992 Toyota Cressida. Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel, the channel that brings you car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s and beyond. So if you're interested in car brochures, if you're interested really in looking back at cars that we all remember or maybe some that we don't, then please do consider subscribing. It is all completely free. So just quite a short episode I think today. We're looking at Toyotas from various different eras. Today we're looking at the Cressida, a little bit of a forgotten car. We're looking at a bit more upmarket now in the Toyota range. Quite a forgettable design in many ways, but I think they're actually becoming a little bit of a wanted car in many ways, bit of a sleeper. I think you even put big engines in there and make them into amazing drift cars. So there is a certain scene for these big Japanese cars. But for me, I've always quite liked these sort of like low-key executive cars. So I do like the Cressida, I must admit. We're going to start in 1992 and then we'll go back to 1983 and see how it changed. So the first brochure, like I say, it's from 1992. It's actually a full range brochure for Toyota in North America at the time. Regulars will have noticed that we've had, a few episodes as, yes, thank you, or New Cat Pepper just strolls by. Yeah, we had a few episodes on this full range brochure. They're only very snippet episodes because there isn't a lot of information, but it's interesting all the same. So let's move to the Cressida page. Interesting, we can see there's very little on the Cressida. It's even sharing a page with another car. In this case, a Supra Turbo. I think of the two cars, the Cressida is more of a Quarterlight car, but very memorable cars, both with their almost like a little bit of a following in that sort of JDM scene for both of them in many ways. But we'll start with the text for the Cressida for 1992. It tells us that the 1992 Cressida is a luxury performance sedan that fulfills your most exacting demands. Every imaginable power assist is provided. Even a CD player is now standard. Indeed, only two options are available: leather seat surfaces and door trim, and a power moonroof. Every other need has been anticipated and filled, because the Cressida tradition of excellence demands no less. Luxury cruising or performing, it's your choice. The 190 horsepower 3-litre inline 6 with twin cams and 24 valves takes speed very seriously. Here is the interior. It's the 90s, so lots of 90s plastic of course, but I'm sure everything was there. Text tells us luxury is not an option here, but a way of life. Cressida comes in full dress, only with 7-way power front seats and driver's power console for door locks and windows, as shown here. And here it is. I guess the main problem with the Cressida at the time was, considering it's supposed to be a luxury car, it is extremely bland. I'm sure it was sold mainly on the reputation of Toyota and reliability in a more executive class car. And I'm sure an absolutely fantastic car to own and run. I do like them, I must admit. But we're going to go back a little bit further to 1983, more of a Quarterlight era really. I do like cars, particularly from the 70s and earlier half of the 80s. That's kind of like my favourite eras of cars for sure. So yeah, we're going to go back a bit further. This is another North American car brochure. Another full range brochure for Toyota. Again, we've seen it before, but let's have a look, see what the Cressida looked like back then. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but certainly when I go back a decade like this, I always prefer the earlier vehicles. Look at this wonderfulness, two-tone colours, an estate. And of course the brochure itself is a lot nicer because it's a much bigger image with a lot more information. It starts top left by saying Cressida Executive Sedan and then moves on to the wagon, but we'll start with the sedan, see what it's got to say for itself. It tells us there's a new name in the hallowed ranks of grand touring cars, the 1983 Cressida. Only the classic lines of this luxury performance sedan remain the same. The car beneath is changed beyond recognition, rethought, refined to GT standards, and painstakingly built with a craftsman's attention to fit and finish. The interior is sumptuous, velour fabric and cut pile carpeting prevail. Luxuries like power windows and door locks are standard, as is the antenna that automatically extends when you switch on the 4-speaker AM, FM, MPX stereo. But luxury merely begins the pursuit of excellence. The true achievement of GT standards lie out of sight. A microcomputer now controls the new electronic fuel-injected 2.8 litre DOHC engine, which would be a remarkable power plant in any kind of car. It's more remarkable here, for this is the very engine that makes Supra, Toyota's performance champion. The suspension is classic IRS with limited slip differential, but even GT norms are exceeded by the new electronic controlled transmission. At a push of a button, the microcomputer switches the 4-speed overdrive automatic transmission into power, normal or economy modes. You may have seen luxury before, but you've never commanded this kind of excellence. The outstanding 1983 Cressida, the new GT classic from Toyota. We then move on to this, the estate or wagon version of the Cressida. I'm sure an extremely rare car today. It tells us it is possible to pursue an active lifestyle in luxury. No matter how far off the beaten path your pleasure lie, the 1983 Cressida wagon takes you there in consummate luxury. There's an amazing 67 cubic foot of cargo space with the rear seat down, but still the wagon is trim, lighter than the sedan, and that means economy. So that's interesting, isn't it? The wagon version or estate version is lighter than the sedan or saloon version. I don't know how many cars can you say that about. That is certainly an unusual thing that we've discovered here. Luxury means easy handling from variable assist power steering and power brakes. It means cruise control and automatic air conditioning. Most of all, it means style to fit your kind of lifestyle. That brings us to the specs. We'll end on the main image of the saloon, but the specs tells us the engine's a 2.8 litre 6-cylinder DOHC with EFI and hydraulic lash adjusters. Horsepower 143 at 5,200 RPM. Transmission's a 4-speed electronic controlled overdrive automatic with lock-up torque converter. Suspension on the sedan, front McPherson struts, coil springs, stabiliser bar, rear independent semi-trailing arm, coil springs and stabiliser bar, and the wagon for the rear has got 4-link coil springs stabiliser bar. Brakes, the sedan's got power 4-wheel ventilated discs, so discs on all wheels, quite nice. But the wagon's only got power front ventilated discs and the rear are drums. So often the case that the wagon versions of the estates have got lower specs, isn't it? Steering, power, variable assist, recirculating ball. Tyres, steel belted radials, 195 by 70 SR14, black sidewalls, and then it gives you some sort of dimensions there at the end. For cargo capacity for the sedan and the wagon, and then the fuel capacity for the sedan and the wagon there, 65 litres, 14.3 gallons. Now the main image for this sedan is wonderful. I love the colour combination that they've got on this one. Quite a 70s colour combination more than an 80s I kind of like find. So black with this gold going down the full length of the car looks quite fabulous. I mean, it's certainly a car I would love to own, I must admit. I mean, they've got a bit of a cult following, these Cressidas, because like I say, they was big on drifting at one time. I guess a little bit of a sleeper as well. You know, you don't think much of this car going down the road, but a very, very interesting car. I like it for other reasons. I like it just because it's a very interesting executive car from the time period. But like I say, that black and gold looks something a little bit special, doesn't it? So there we go, more classic Toyotas for the 80s and 90s. Like I said, just a short episode today, try and balance it out with the longer episodes. Monday, of course, we had a longer episode, and Friday is going to be a longer episode as we go back to the UK and start looking at the Ford Escorts. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. If you've not already done so, please do consider subscribing. Lots and lots of brochure information out there. Over 900 episodes now, so please do consider subscribing, all completely free, as is hyping the video, liking the video really helps. If you want to go one step further, you can also become a member for a very, very low fee. Have a look on the webpage for that. But like I said, thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. I'll pop another couple of videos actually before I forget on this side if you want to continue watching. But like I said, thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. All the best and goodbye.